Oh.
Yes.
Girl, you ready to get this train back on the track from last week? You ready? Because honestly,
girl, this train never left the track.
It never left?
It never left the track. It never left the track.
Okay, so let's pick it back up.
We're gonna start from the caboose.
We're gonna start from the caboose.
We're gonna start from the caboose.
See, you here picking up the lingo.
I'm picking up the lingo, the train lingo. Definitely.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into it.
Are we gonna just jump into it? We're gonna be like, "Hey, y'all!"
Oh, you want to do all that too?
I want to. Oh, fine. Let's just jump into it. We won't do that. Okay.
We'll do it.
I got that
Dysh.
got that I got that
Dysh.
got that
Dysh.
I got that
Dysh. Dysh.
Hey, y'all. It's Anika,
And it's your girl B.
and you are dishing with Dainty Dish.
How you doing today?
Well, okay. Let's just get into it. Don't worry about it. Honestly, let's just go.
All right. See, it's
I'm
so
excited
juicy.
to tell the story.
It's a juicy story, and the people want to know. You think they've already waited 7 days to hear what's going on?
Girl,
We need to jump into it.
let's spill some tea, girl.
So,
It's time
all
to
right.
spill that tea.
So we're gonna start with breaking up isn't hard to do, or is it? Oh, this is.
I really resonate with this statement because after the whole situation with the nerve condition, trigeminal neuralgia that I had, I depended on rule of law for those 2 weeks. Realistically, the end of our relationship, the beginning of the end, was when he disrespected my family in Walmart. Cousin Dawn, cousin Nene, cousin Alexis, cousin Victoria, and cousin Jazzy were all at Walmart, and he wanted to pick up some expensive, his car broke down, because that's what happens with used cars. They break down. It's a thing. So, I wanted to get him some jumper cables. Like $12, $13 for jumper cables, tops, they can't be that much. Mm-hmm. So we go to Walmart. I'm planning on spending $30. I'm planning on spending $30 max on some coconut water, which everyone knows that I love. It should be on. What's that card called again? Elliot's back on the mic too. Don't forget about Elliot.
What's up?
What's that thing called? that run card when I get super famous and I gotta have Smarties, but only the red ones.
Oh, the rider.
The rider, yeah. So coconut water will be on my rider, okay? Just so you all know. So we were hitting up the Walmart to get the coconut water, some toilet paper. That's it, max things. So I said, let me be generous, and because not that I haven't done enough, basketball net, pool, et cetera, gas money, et cetera, groceries, et cetera. This is not really et cetera. Now I'm just telling you the whole long list of things. Mm-hmm. So cooking, Whew. So a little sawa. So we're in the Walmart and he sees this thing from Goodyear and it's got flares and drills and rope and all these accoutrements. These accoutrements. As my father and mother would call them, these accoutrements. These extra accoutrements. So I'm looking at him we don't need this stuff though. We just need jumper cables. Let's drive over to Canadian Tire and get some jumper. But he's there a little boy has to pee. But once, mommy, I just need to have this though. I need to have it. And it was getting embarrassing. Gosh. So I just boss bitched it out and said, fine, put it in the cart, whatever. So, which wasn't really a boss bitch move. It was really just a bitch move, in my opinion. Now I look at it, I shouldn't have let him win, but I just was tired of talking to him. So I said, done it, just put it in the cart. So we slide by the, what's it called? The clothing section in Walmart, and I see my family, and I'm like, family. I specifically say family. I didn't say friends, acquaintances, work colleagues, grandma, grandpa. I said family. I was very specific in what I said. So this person that I was dating decided to roll past my family as if they had COVID. And the disrespect, as Beaumont would say, grabbed me by the throat, threw me into the aisles of the pajamas. I fell. I woke up after resting, being in some George pajamas, went to the lineup and addressed the disrespect that just happened in front of my family. Like, thank you, Bowmanizer, for that disrespect.
We love you, Beaumont.
We love you, Beaumont. So, like, legitimately, I went into the car and I shit on his face. Like, when I say shat, I should say shat because it's past tense. But I shat on his face. I was like, yo, bro, did you just I got real Toronto road salty real quick. Like, I said, yo, bro, did you just disrespect my family? Is that what you just did? Like, how embarrassing. Like, don't you ever walk past my family like you don't know me, like you don't care who they are. I just went in. Then he started saying, oh, that's when he poked the beast. This is when the beast was poked. He goes, well, when Onika doesn't get what Onika wants, this is a red flag. I can see that Onika, when she doesn't get what she wants, she gets testy. And I'm like, yo.
Testy.
I said, you want to see testy?
Testy.
I said, let me tell you something. I've compromised. And so talk about compromise. I've compromised more in this relationship than you have. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically.
Well, actually, when you don't get what you want, you behave like a little boy that needs COP. Like, did we not just display that in Walmart?
I'm telling you, I'm like, I said, don't you ever be that. He goes, we agreed that 6 months, before we met family. I said, yeah, I know we agreed that, but I told you my family lives in Ajax. There's a lot of us. He didn't think we're gonna buck up with them at Walmart. They live in Walmart. Like, you couldn't know. I would have introduced you as friend. We wouldn't have put our businesses. Like, you just were disrespectful. I was like, and another thing, don't ever have me saying no to you about money again. I said, you make at this point more money than I do. My money's not an addendum to your spending fund. Like, don't put me in those positions. I said, at the end of the day, and I tell this to all men that are in my life. So if you ever want to be in my life, let me tell you something. I'm a generous human being. I give of my heart and I don't expect anything back other than respect. So when I tell you, when it comes to me eating first and you eating first, respect, my friend, I'm going to eat first. Always. Respectfully, I'm going to eat first. Stop spending my money. But then the trigeminal neuralgia hit, so I had to rely on him financially. He didn't provide the finances. He transferred money into his account to send him to Walmart to get 18 roll of toilet paper because there's 2 people living in my house at this point, and we use a lot of toilet paper. He goes to Dollarama and picks up a 4-pack Cascade with kittens on it. He picks me up some salty ass. Still got it in my cupboard. Got it donated to the elevator because someone will pick it up at the elevator. Some salty beef and chicken cup of soup from Dollarama. Probably all of it cost $40. I gave you $150. Where's like $125 of that? Like, it got to the point where he was stealing from me. He was stealing. I said, enough is enough. As soon as I got even the slightest bit better, I wasn't 100%, but I knew he had to go.
Y'all not even ready for how she made this man
go. So here's what went down. Spilling that tea. I hope he's listening.
I got a phone call for this
he's listening. I called Jay, and I'm like, Jay, like, when is this shit gonna end? I said, when do I stop? Like, when do I stop being a butcher, a baker, and a fucking candlestick maker? Like, I can't do this no more. When does this stop? He goes, that's what she presents to him. That's what he's gonna expect. You don't even like this guy. Just break up with him. And I needed that Julian wisdom for that moment to snap me out, like, back into reality. Just a spit slap across the face, just like Julian will provide you sometimes. Gotta love him. So, little bitch slap. So I'm like, you know what? 2 days later, I packed up his stuff, took his mom's blanket out of my ottoman. He used to sleep on the ottoman, guys. The sex wasn't great. I put it out there. I don't care if mom's listening. It was terrible. And, so that wasn't a frequent thing in our lives. I slept with my bear, Bernard. If you haven't met Bernard, you'll meet him on one of the shows at some point. I know it's weird that I sleep with a teddy bear, but I do. I've had him for 30 years and I love him. So if you judge me, then you know what? Don't listen. So I slept with Bernard in my single bed because I'm apparently single, and he slept on the ottomans. So he had his whole situation set up on our ottomans. Don't worry, I sanitized them. I sanitized. No, he was a tiny guy though. He was a tiny man. He was a tiny man.
I am rolling right now. So
he slept on the ottoman. So his stuff would be up against the bookshelf, and around the area there. And then his blanket was in the one ottoman, the brown ottoman. And then so I packed up his little things. I set them in a corner, and I'm like sitting on my bed with my hands steepled. You know that presidential steeple where you're about to give some bad news to someone, you're hoping they're going to take it well? And this is the reason why I was really hoping that he would take it well. I kept getting images of him, and these were just viewers' discretion is advised. If you're listening to this right now, I'm not saying this person did this. He was never physically abusive. But I am almost kind of psychic when it comes to certain things, when it comes to telling the future of a relationship. So when I'm outside doing this 60-day challenge he gave me about not smoking cigarettes, and I lost my job and I got all this other stuff going on, I started smoking cigarettes again, and I'm sneaking about it behind his back. I visualized him coming onto my balcony and punching me in the face. So with that said, I felt that was kind of like possibly a premonition, because like sometimes when he'd ask me about like, why don't you answer your text messages, I'd feel like a shiver up my spine, because it would be a very like a certain tone that he would use. So I was very cautious. This goes back to why breakup, why is it hard to do and why is it not hard to do. So I sat there waiting for him after work.
He went on y'all. That's why I'm so quiet. I'm sorry.
He went on a motorcycle ride.
I should close it before I catch flies, but
I have to say what I have to say. So he went on a motorcycle ride. So he shows up to Toronto. Never mind. To where I live. He shows up to Toronto, where I live, and then he shows up at 2 a.m, and I live in a ghetto building. It's bad. Max saw a cockroach when she came in earlier.
Why are you trying to expose?
I had to expose it. I'm exposing myself. You don't live here. You're just visiting. I actually live in this mess.
I don't like cockroaches,
So
guys.
I live in this mess.
I had flashbacks to childhood.
He shows up at 2 a.m. And I call him because 4 o'clock ran around and I had still been sitting in the same position, just with some earphones in my ear, talking to my girlfriends about how I was about to break up with them. Every girlfriend I called, like, I'm just waiting for this guy to come. Mm-hmm. Call B, call my girls, call my best friend, call everyone. I'm breaking up with him in like 2.5 hours. Like, he's coming home at 2:30. 2:30 rolls around, 3 o'clock rolls around, 4:30. I'm like, yo, hey, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm just taking the motorcycle ride, baby. How you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm awesome. Just wake me up and get home, okay? I gotta talk to you about something. I like didn't want to alert him, because I still need to get my key back, right? So wakes me up. He goes, why? Something wrong? I said, no. Just wake me up. So no.
High pitched voice.
No. Just wake me up. So he gets in at 2. I wake up. I steeple my fingers once again. I said, you know what? Rule of law. At the end of the day, I just can't do this. I'm feeling a little bit better from the, trigeminal neuralgia, which you helped me out with. Not at all. He made me 2 cups of soup during the 3 period that I was sick. The rest of the time he door dashed. So money over love, obviously. So yeah, I said, I just can't see myself being a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker for the rest of my life. I don't think you and I are probably the right fit. So I think like it's probably best that like we just end this now before things get a little too like entangled. I'm sure I didn't say entangled in that moment, but had I known Jada's word entanglement, I would have definitely used the word entangled. So I just want to like throw that out there because sometimes you want to correct what you said to make it sound better, but that was the basic gist of what I said. And then so this person that's now my ex-boyfriend, he says, well, he wasn't until he said okay. That was all he said. It was okay. Just okay. So he spent my money. I'm a little like I didn't expect him to beg or nothing, but like I'm a catch. Like I'm an effing catch. So the least you could do is like, no, baby, no. Like let's try it again. Come on, baby, let's try it again one more time.
You
like,
thought
I can reject you again. Like give me something to work with. You know. I had a thought. I wasted a whole thought. So then he says to me, I'm gonna can I just sleep here tonight? I'm really tired. And because we don't sleep in the same bed and the punching in the face image that I kept getting in my head, I said, sure. This is where the breaking up isn't hard to do, or is it? So this is now 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm up. I'm awake because I just wanted this guy out of my house at this point. So 5 a.m. rolls around. I start coughing heavily. Just like, like just coughing like, hey, la. You up? You up? He goes, yeah, I'm just going to sleep a little longer until my shift to go door dashing. So I was like, okay, I'll just sneak off like a lizard into my bathroom to go talk about you which is what I usually do because you took over the living room. So I would be in the bathroom like an idiot. So I might as well do that for a couple hours.
Oh my!
So you're like, this has happened, Elliot. This happened. You were there. So then I basically said to him, you know, it's like around whatever time. He goes, I'm just going to run to my car and grab something. I was like, cool. I'm thinking it's like a bag. Oh, and keeping in mind, when he showed up at 2 a.m., he showed up with 4 bags. He was going to move in. If I could bet my last dollar on the fact that this guy was not only going to move in, he was going to rent out his $850 basement apartment and live here with me. This is my suspicion. Because there was a lot of bags for like someone, like he looked like he was planning to stick around for a while. Like so there was already 3 bags here. He came in with 4 bags. I remember seeing them in his hand. It looked like one of those like water holder things, like balance.
Your bag. Dragging all the bags like that.
So he went downstairs to get his beard trimmer and his hair dye. And he's like, can you dye my beard and trim my hair? I'm like, no, but you could do it.
What is he changing his identity
yourself? Yes, you can do it yourself. So he does it. He takes a call. I'm like, yo, I got to be somewhere at 9. He goes, well, you got a date? I'm like, no, I just got to be somewhere at 9. So can you go and take your not 45-minute long shower that you normally take and take a 15er and wash that out and like leave? Like, because the showers, that's a whole nother talk. I can't even go there. I can't even.
Girl,
I can't even.
We still got cards.
Let me finish the story. So 2 Tuesdays later, he used my toothbrush to dye his hair. My brand new toothbrush. He stole my floss. He left like a bandit in the night. I got my keys back. And I've not talked to him since, and I've slept easy ever since then.
This girl said he used my toothbrush to dye.
He used my brand new toothbrush. And you know when you have a new toothbrush that's only about a week old, you don't recognize it as your new toothbrush? So when I'm like looking at him do his beard, I thought I might have recognized it, but I wasn't sure until he left. And I went in my bathroom, and my floss and my toothbrush were gone. Like...
He was a hygiene bandit.
He was OCD about his hygiene. It was weird.
Oh,
it was weird. So after that happened, I decided to take myself on a
family staycation, the week of big ideas.
Oh my gosh, the family staycation. So it was with my cousins and my baby cousins and my aunt. It was great. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, I think, a lot of big ideas came out of this period. And some of them I want to share with you. I'm not going to go into too much detail because this is a part of hypomania that I love the most.
No, you don't tell them.
No, I'm not going to tell them the big ideas. But I'm just telling them this is the part of hypomania that people who are bipolar love the most. This creative aspect of our brains that just all of a sudden clicks into place, and everything that you could envision for the next 10 years of your life
that you couldn't
even envision a month before is just laid out right in front of you like a plan, like a lovely piece of cake, like, you know, with all the trimmings. Like, it's just right there in front of you. And that creativity, that leads to like really big ideas that can turn into something amazing. And that was like so many things, like my book, the podcast, like so many different things. And I wish I could share them with you because I have a very big mouth, but I've been advised not to, because another thing I did during this big ideas time, I didn't write anything down. I did not write anything down because I knew if it was a good idea and it was something that I could make work, it would still be there. I'd remember it after the hypomania.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I haven't written any of these ideas down quite yet. Only a few. But like the other ones, I'm just keeping till I can flesh them out. Yeah. Big ideas week.
It's fair enough. So work out or die. 30-day challenge. Oh my God, guys, this was so annoying. Like, oh my gosh.
So I did. Shout out to Chloe Ting for helping me lose a couple pounds and giving me a routine and a regimen. I did the Chloe Ting 30-day workout challenge. And I got up at 7:45. Well, I was up at 5 anyways because I'm up at 5:30. But my cousin Dana was my accountability partner, and she basically would just stay in bed while I did my workout. She wouldn't really do anything really, but she was very supportive. So. She's super 24. So like, you know, you know what that looks like and feels like. I remember being 24 when I could eat donuts all day and nothing would happen to me, you know, like woohoo, like 24. So, and I'm not hating on her. I love her. I adore her. But she was there really supportive for the whole 30 days. And I currently am down 10 pounds. So...
Hey, get it.
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm out there. I'm in these streets.
Hey, I see you.
So, shirts fitting a little looser these days. Pants. My Victoria's Secret high waisted pants actually stay high waisted for longer than 10 minutes now. It's pretty incredible.
Oh,
So
hey.
it's a sight to see.
Hey.
It's definitely a sight to see.
Oh my gosh! And then came the staycation with me.
With B. So this was for our my niece's birthday.
Yes.
The thing is, what makes this relevant is the fact that I went on another vacation. Like, if you notice, there was a vacation at the beginning of July or beginning of August. No, beginning of July, and then there was a vacation in mid-July. There's another vacation we're going to be discussing. Like, where am I finding the money? Like, that's the question on, I think, everyone's mind, especially mine. I'm looking at this timeline. I'm like, where did I find all this money to go on all of these staycations
Like
that were highly lavish? Like,
I don't know. You always, it's always something with you. I don't know how you do it, but
I don't, like, by the skin of my teeth.
definitely.
By the skin of my teeth.
And then this rash decision
So another rash decision to move
or not to move.
or not to move. That is the question. I had it in my head that I would move my entire life that I love in Toronto to Whitby, Ontario, where my parents live and my whole family is, which I ran away from 4 years ago. So I don't know what, like, I was like, I'm going to get a job out here and I'm going to get this house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to invest in property. I was just like out of my, like there was no jobs in Toronto for me. Like, in Toronto just dried up, all the opportunities in Toronto, all the opportunities in Toronto dried up. So I was just going to shift myself to the suburbs and hope to God I find a job, which I did end up finding a job in the suburbs. And now I live in Toronto.
The amazement.
That's for the end of conversation. But yeah, it was just like, I can only tell you a part of this story.
No, wait till if it's in there.
Mm?
Is it in the timeline?
It might be, yeah. It's in the timeline.
You see. Stick to the timeline.
Stick to the timeline, okay.
Okay, so girls trip 2020.
August 21st. So 3 trips in less than a month and a half. Copious amount of alcohol at one trip, the girls trip. And it just was a bit of a shit show. It was family and friends. And I met some really interesting characters. I can't go into detail as to who they are. But what I do know is that this one individual I met proceeded to extort me for $100 for her iPhone 6.
Gosh, you're so nuff. Like,
it was if I owned a business, it would have been an embezzlement, but because I don't own a business quite yet, it's an extortion. So I was also gonna give her my couch, but she was late, and you know what? I don't respect lateness, so
you're just so petty.
I have no value for lateness,
So
and it's a good thing I didn't give her my couch because I love my couch, and at the end of the day, I need my couch now. So, yeah.
And you were also in your hypomania. So
I was also in my hypomania. Yeah, I was just party, yeah, planning, yeah, sex, yeah, let's do this, all of this, let's have a great time. I didn't have any sex other than with the boyfriend for 2 months, barely. But like, if he hadn't been around, the
your Tinder would have been active? Is
the
that what
Tinder
you're
might
trying
have
to
been still active, basically. I might have been a Tinderella still. But yeah, and then I started heading to the beaches more and like really getting back into Toronto after my parents started getting on my nerves.
Is that where you found the little free library?
Yes, the little free library that I have taken now from around the city of Toronto, probably about 50 books for a bookshelf that I was going to buy for an apartment that I'm not getting anymore. I also have decals from, if you will.
Decals?
Decals from.
Oh, I wish I may.
I wish I may.
Your Wish shopping spree.
My Wish. I bought 45 things on Wish last month. I don't know what I bought. I have 2 of everything. I've double clicked on everything twice. Let's see. I have jewelry that like it's kind of actually dope jewelry, but like at the end of the day, like do I need it? No. I've got like 3 new shower curtains. I got this like little spinny thing that puts my ear. It's amazing. It has my earrings on it. It looks great, but how am I going to get them off now? Like,
what do you mean?
The earring holder.
So how can't you take them off? You put them on.
Yeah, but now you got to reach your hand in to try. It's a tricky system. So I don't remember ordering that because I think I would have known that this is complex and I don't want to get involved with this. But I was just ordering. I've got things still coming from China right now. I have to hide these packages from my parents. They're going to my parents' house. Thank God my parents don't check mail. They wait till Bianca goes over to check the mail. They'll wait weeks to check mail. They won't go down there. Thank God. Like, because the packages just keep coming daily. I'm complaining to Wish like, yo, I know I was crazy when I did this, but I'm pretty sure I ordered this like infinity ring. Where is it at? Like, why hasn't it got here yet? Like, why hasn't it got here yet? Like,
I can't even deal with you right now. This girl's like, I know I was crazy, but like, where are my purchases? Like, you still have to honor them. Like,
I paid you off. You took the $15.71 that was the leftover credit that you gave me out of my bank account the other day. I know because it was in the negative, so I know you took it. Like,
you're ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
The international life. What's this
oh my
about?
gosh.
What's this about?
It's all about these fast car nights and these fateful days.
What?
The champagne life.
Champagne life.
Champagne life. No, the international life is all the international phone calls I made, and
oh yeah.
And I was calling Germany. I was calling Azerbaijan. Obviously, all on Facebook. Thank God I knew about WhatsApp and like Facebook, like Messenger call. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. So I was calling like North Dakota, LA, like I was all over because of one of my big ideas, which I hope, knowing the people that have actually signed up to be on, because there are people who've signed up to be on board for like this whole concept that I'm working on. And I did it when I was not exactly in my right mind. I was hypomanic. So you get a lot of shit done. And that's the international life was when I realized I needed to like get more international out of Whitby back to Toronto because mom and dad were all like, why are you always on the phone? And why are you always going out to smoke cigarettes? So that was like, you know what? I'm heading back to down by the airport, down to Toronto area.
Mm-hmm.
International life.
International life. And then, this is my favorite only because you know why? I'll be gone to November. I'll be gone to November.
Tell that girl I'll be gone till November. I'll be gone till November.
Where are you going till November? What's going on?
Tell my girl I'll be gone till November. January, February, March, April, May.
You didn't put the whole why.
Okay,
I love him.
So listen. So you missed one.
Did I? No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. Oh.
You missed one. I knew I didn't talk about it.
You're right.
But that's okay. It goes back to the November one.
Okay, so is there a doctor in the house?
So finally, after so many months of not getting any type of mental health care service, well, not any kind. That's not fair to say. Like, it was minimal, limited because of social distancing, because places were shut down. And so I reached out, or my doctor reached out to me, or I reached out to my social worker. Something happened. We all reached out. And I told them I wasn't doing very well, and I thought this was the condition that I was currently finding myself in. I don't think I'm manic quite yet, but I think I might be hypomanic. So I just expressed to my social worker what that looked like and felt like for me. And then I expressed to my doctor in an appointment what that looked like and felt like. And then he agreed with me. I told him about the timeline that we just went through in episode part 1 and episode part 2. And he said, I'm actually shocked that you're still even standing and that you're not in a hospital right now. So that made me kind of proud of myself because along the course of the last 7 months, I've made some like pretty not great decisions, and but at the same time, I put things into a place in my life that like, it's almost like I went on autopilot when it came to how to handle certain things and what was going on with me. And I always know that I'm going to come out of it by November. It's usually mid-October to November. But the mania might start, or the hypomania might start as early as March, April. That's when I usually get a burst of energy, to start wanting to, like, I wake up at 5 a.m. I start wanting to do more things. I want to socialize more. I want to be out more. Then summer comes, and then I'm like super hyped. And then the dip starts around like October, November. I find I'm no longer getting up at 5:30 in the morning, 5 a.m. Like this morning, I woke up at 7 and I fell asleep on my coffee and my cigarette. Like I almost burnt the place down. Yeah. I put my coffee on to boil. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting down and I just like, I just lit a cigarette, and then I started like just rested my hand on my chin. I just started sleeping.
Oh, girl.
So I could have burned my face off. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
So I was like, you know what? I think you need to go back to bed, because all these months of getting up at 5 a.m. and doing the cycle, and I was still, during this time, I was high. I was thinking I was high. And during this time, I was still taking my medication basically every day. Like, I ended up with a med change. This is what I was talking about with the doctor's appointment. I saw him in July, and he upped my dosage for my lithium, 150 mils, my Nozanan, which is my sleep meds, by 50 mils, and then my Ativan he gave me more, because I was experiencing a lot of anxiety as well, like about like, where am I going to work, where am I going to live, what am I going to do, how am I going to get out of this financial rut that I'm in, different things. Like as I was making the bad decisions, there was this other half of me every couple of days that would like emerge out of like the darkness, and it would be like tears of like just pain and agony and like, oh my gosh, I've made so many bad decisions, and the next day would be right back to bad decision making, right? So I knew something was off. And when he did check my levels, he gave me the results last week. I'm supposed to be at between a point, when you have lithium in your system, you're supposed to be between a 0.6 and a 0.9. Usually I'm at a 0.7. Right now I'm at a 0.45. So he thinks we should just continue on the regimen that I'm on and see if it just will balance itself out once the hypomania settles down. And I think that'll probably be by like end of October, November. Okay. So, and at that point, I go into a mode where there's a potential for depression, of course, because that's November 1st. If you guys aren't aware, is the day the time changes. It goes fall backwards. So there's always like a shift in my mood there, but I have other things to look forward to. That job I mentioned earlier. Yes. I'm going to be a peer support worker for a mental health organization, a national mental health organization. So I'm very excited, looking forward to that journey, and it'll keep me stable. Because I think my social worker was the one that said it best. She's like, when you have structure in your life, and you have like things like a job and your podcast and your writing, et cetera, that it's like when you have too much time, like as mom would say, idle hands are the devil's workshop, right? So when I'm idle, that's when I can get into trouble, right? So, but I'm doing well now. I'm doing well.
I wish y'all could have seen that instance that she tried to put on. I'm okay. I'm doing well now.
I'm doing okay.
I'm okay.
Good. I'm good. Yeah. So if anyone can relate to any of this, any of these conversations,
it's a crazy. It's a crazy journey, and you're not alone.
No, it happens. Like, how do you feel about the last couple of months? What were your favorite moments?
Crazy.
You batshit crazy. You batshit crazy.
Yeah. But and it's been a while for me to deal with it, because like we went through the whole time we not talking and all that, so I haven't really had to deal with it for a while. So it was like
I think you handled it really
from
well.
The past. Yeah, because I don't take your shit no more.
Yeah, she's sick a lot of shit.
I'm not a child no more. So.
She's sick a lot of shit.
Yeah. So.
No, but I think you handled it really well.
Yeah.
Elliot, how was it for you? Speaking, like, seeing as, like, you know what I mean? Like, what you've shared with us and, what we know about you. Was it scary for you to look at me, see me in that, go in that direction?
Because I knew I could see it coming, and I knew there we go, sorry. I knew I could see the stages
developing.
Yeah, so I saw it coming, and I could tell you couldn't completely pinpoint it yet. So that was a little worrying.
That's always the rocky part with it with her. Yeah, when she
crazy.
can't pinpoint it yet. And even when you try to express it, she's like, no, I got this under control.
And you don't know what is your place to step in and be like, no, you should chill a little more. You should, take in your actions. But, yeah, I mean, I think you did handle it well.
I think you handled it extremely well.
You didn't get hospitalized, You still are here. You didn't lose anything per se, other than maybe, obviously, money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been worse.
It could, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't, so.
Yeah, hypomania.
You really worked through it this time.
I did the damn thing.
You did the damn thing.
I
Like
did
Sonny
the damn thing.
Like Sonny
I did the damn. Just lock me in a room in a castle. Let me just throw around some pillows, drink some wine, play the violin.
Do the things and sing the songs.
Sing. I got that kind of time. Got to be in the studio. Dave Chappelle. Always got to make a reference.
You're so ridiculous.
So if you guys want to tell me how proud you are of me,
it's not about you, okay? If our audience have anything that they want to share with us, okay, they've been on the same type of crazy roller coaster train ride that you've been on.
I want to hear from you because that's the only way we're ever going to get through this stuff is if we support each other.
Mania,
Yeah, you gotta laugh.
It's not funny when it's happening, but if you this story today, like I could
had you in stitches.
I was dying. Like I wasn't dying when it was happening, but oh Lord.
But going back at it, looking back at it, it's
like,
pretty funny stuff. How do we made it? I have some just another piece of news. CBC Gem released on October 2nd. You Can't Ask That, season 2. I am episode 6 on bipolar. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Just tune in and let me know what you think. I think I did pretty good. Considering.
We'll post a link on Instagram.
Yeah, we will
as well when it comes out.
Yeah, all considering, I think I did well. With the challenges I faced. So.
Oh, get over it! Oh my gosh, the salt.
Yeah, well, Toronto Road salty. So,
if you guys would like to reach us, you can reach us at dysh@daintydysh.com. So that's dysh dysh at daintydysh.com. And if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts,
give us 5
and if you're listening to us on any other streaming services, thank you so much. Like, listen, share, subscribe, everything. And if you want to get a hold of us on social media, my social media handle is ThatMuvabadXO. So that's ThatMuvabadXO. And if you want to get a hold of Onika, it's
Best of Onika. That's BESTOFONIKA. And if you want to get a hold of Ellie,
it's .LOITS.ELLO.
Yes, and if you want to get a hold of all of us, you can message us on our joint Instagram, which is Dainty Dysh Podcast. So that's DAINTYDYSHPODCAST. Still the spelling bee champion.
Queen Bee.
Yes.
And I just want to give a little quick promo to daintydysh.com as well.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I forgot.
We got merch, guys.
Yeah, we got merch. We're getting merch. It's coming out. So
look out. Be on the lookout.
That's DAINTYDYSH.com. Yeah, they are comfy.
They're really comfortable.
Yeah.
They're not your regular tees, that's for sure.
Mm.
I've washed mine at least 20 times now.
It's true. I wash mine a lot too.
And it hasn't cracked or anything. It's still in good condition. So, God, I spilled some curry on the white part too, and it come out.
Okay.
So that for all our West Indian people, that curry stains. That thing came out.
Out.
Yeah.
Anyways, that has been the dish of the day. Thank you, B.
Thank you. You never say thank you enough, but thank you. I appreciate that. That hit different, you know. I was like, for what?
I just want to say thank you.
I'll take it.
I'll say thank you. Sometimes you gotta say thank you. You're welcome. As I said, that has been the dish of the day. I hope y'all have yourselves a very, very, very happy hump day.